welcome. Trippy Cakes here, and I got a Tier 3 Captain Marvel review. And man, I gotta say, it was pretty dope because I did hit that 100% potential on my live stream last night. That was great. Couldn't ask for any more. But before we get into who she is as a character now, you have to understand how she is. So this is her Tier 3 skill, Binary Break. It's got so much on there like Silence, Fear, Fracture, Stun. You really couldn't ask for any more. I think that's pretty awesome to have all of that in one skill. The next skill that we're going to talk about is Mighty Straight. This is also a stun. It's pretty straightforward. I think it's great that they're adding a lot of utility to her kit. Um, you know, I wasn't expecting her. I did not have high expectations for her. I typically tend not to anymore after Magneto, and then we have, a couple other ones who are a little bit lackluster. So to see her have, CC and stuff like that already on two of the skills is a good thing. I didn't actually read the patch notes all the way. I like to skim them. Next up, we have Ace Bomber. Which one is this? Ace Bomber. I think this is the one where she flies around all over the place. It's pretty awesome. You're going to see some gameplay on that in a little while. But again, I'm just going over these skills just so you get a grasp of what makes her, um, who she is. And next, she has super armor and all defenses. This makes her so tanky, it's stupid. She is ridiculously tanky, but not at the same time. I'll explain that as well. Now, the super armor means that you don't have to put a guard break immunity on her, which is really good because I hate having to do that for characters. Um, as far as her defenses go, it's always good to have that on a character. Now her radiant form, she removes active buffs from target, which is great. Then she gets an increase in her all attack, and then she does get a guard for 10 hits. And then she increases her all attacks by 15%, all speed by 4, critical damage by 15, removes incapacitation, and then has energy damage. Now, all that is a mouthful, but it's still really great to see how they shifted that. The only thing that they didn't really change is her leadership warbird. I think if they were going to keep it the same at that 30%, then for 1,050 crystals, the uniform should have, beefed that up just a little bit. Because I don't like having multiple characters with attack leaderships on the same team. So that kind of sucks because 30% ain't really all that great. Let's see what else are we missing. Okay, the photon combo. So she stuns, decreases their movement speed, and does energy damage. And this also has ignore targeting. Now, the big thing with this is iframes don't mean crap to this skill. And man, like, she will get through anything. Thanos walking through his portals, Quicksilver running around being annoying. It is an outstanding skill, and I love what they did with that. Now, these are my stats as of this morning. I was ranked in the 40s last night, but my Captain Marvel is not really all that built. Her Urus are subpar. My ISO are absolutely dreadful. I didn't want to put anything major on her until I knew whether or not she was going to be good. And then because she's so tanky, I figured why not throw a CTP of energy on there to boost her DPS, and man, it does. And then I did also have her uniform at legendary. It's about to hit mythic as soon as I get like this last 3% this morning after I finish recording this. So I decided, first test as always is to go check Odin because Odin is he's still giving people some trouble. So I wanted to see, how she fares up against him. And I know sometimes Odin to get in a couple hits before you can, press that tier 3 skill. So this is not autoplay. Oh, just how strong you are. You don't know how strong you are. Pretty much what happened. Dang. Well, anyway, that was a lot of damage for 2 seconds. A lot of tier 3 do have the capability of doing that, like Sharon Rogers, but the fact that she does that just going into Radiant form really says something. So she's very cinematic, very flashy. It's weird when I said she's like tanky but not tanky at the same time. It's sometimes I feel like I'm not taking any damage whatsoever, even in like Giant Raid Boss. And the only thing was that I noticed I was a little bit weird is Giant Raid Boss was pretty easy. You're gonna see me run through it with Endgamer because he wanted to test her damage and stuff like that as well. This is still pretty early on after I tier 3'd her, so she wasn't even as built up as she is this morning. But she comes off as extremely tanky, and then sometimes you just get worked by certain content. Like I took her into a couple world bosses before resetting them. I basically wanted to run through, see how she does, and then close it out before I used up my usage for the day because I'm still working on some other potential. But um, she kind of struggled in World Boss Ultimate. It was really weird. It was probably because I was excited and getting hit by stuff, but the first half of the fight, she was taking like absolutely no damage, even if I was walking in and stuff. And then for some reason, the second half of the fight, she became toilet paper, and I found that a little bit strange. So far, my verdict on her is she is outstanding in PvP. Um, PvE, she's very great, very, 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 very good in almost all content, but for some reason there's something about World Boss Ultimate. Maybe it's the way I have her set up. I'm not 100% sure on that just yet. Um, but in that video, I made some mistakes, so that's cool. So my verdict on her overall is she is most likely better than the movie's gonna be. No, I'm playing. But in all seriousness, I gotta say for 800 CCF, she's very impressive. She is gonna be Alliance Battle Extreme meta for female Universal Day for sure. And I honestly think she might be able to outdo Thor. I'm only able to do like 1.4 to 1.6. It really varies because Thor is a very touchy character when it comes to your rotation. And with Captain Marvel, you can just wail out on him. So with that being said, I'm going to say Captain Marvel is definitely a must-have. Yeah, I said it. Now, when I say she's a must-have, I mean like in terms of all the other tier three, aside from my top three, because I haven't completely decided and I'm not going to know until she's fully built. Right now, she is an extremely valuable asset to have at only 800 CCF. She's going to be wrecking timeline and be able to get you through your content. So with that being said, if you need any help or have any questions or anything like that, since I have been testing her for a couple hours now, you can go ahead and leave comments down in below, and I'll go ahead and get to them. Or if you have me added on Facebook or Discord, you can ask questions there. New guys, please do like and subscribe. You don't have to comment if you don't want to. I know some of you guys are shy, and to the other guys who've been here for a while, thanks for tuning in. Really appreciate having you. This is Trippy Cakes, and I'm out.